Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'd like to teach you the basics of Endgame in Lost Ark, how the game is and what are the things that are important and you should keep in mind or at least know about after you've hit level 50. This is part 2 of my two-part series dedicated to complete beginners to Lost Ark. I want to say welcome to those of you who are brand new to our game, and I really hope that you're going to enjoy your stay here. It's a lovely experience in general. And I also want to help those of you who are new to understand what the game is about. The first part of this beginner tutorial is linked in the description below, and I highly advise you watch it even if you are level 50 already and just discovered me. Nice to meet you, by the way, because it contains a lot of useful information for you to know in general about Lost Ark. Please don't pay attention to how my UI looks or how many buttons I have or mounts or slots or whatever. The Western version is going to look different in terms of the amount of stuff present on the screen compared to this Korean version, which is the most advanced version of Lost Ark. However, in this video I will only talk about stuff and buttons and the features that we will have in the West at the beginning. Now let's get going, my boys. I want to answer a few questions first of all that have been asked since the beginning of time in Lost Ark, and one of them is, I am in Bern, but I'm not level 50 yet. It happens when you just focus on your story quest and you do absolutely nothing on the side, and if you are in that position you won't be able to do anything at end game because you won't see any quests, any guide quests, any story quests, nothing. You won't be able to enter places and so on. So what you need to do is go back to this place, this place, this place, and start finishing quests. Purple quests if you haven't done them already, yellow quests if you haven't done them already, and upon finishing quests as far back as you need to go far back, you will hit level 50, and then in Bern you will have all of the Bern open up for you basically, and you can continue with your story from the Queen and then move onwards to Rania village and so on, access dungeons, raid, etc. Now, second question I want to answer is how do I get my awakening skill upon reaching level 50? So as you leveled up, you're getting these skills, right? And these skills, you stop getting them at level 40. Now, very important to note that at level 50 you have here one more skill slot that can possibly open up for you. What you need to do, this is called the awakening skill. What you need to do is go to Beatrice in Tricion. You've been there before. You open your music and you play this song, the Song of Tricion, and you go speak to her. If you are level 50, she will have a purple quest for you that looks a little bit like this one right here. Yeah, this is a chain quest, a purple quest, and after finishing this chain you will get the awakening skill, which opens up this slot for you. Please remember that this awakening skill is an item in your bag, so you will get it probably through your mail, and then you have to take it from your mail, it goes to your bag, and then from your bag you need to actually click it to equip the skill. With getting the awakening skill, you will also get another regular skill right here that will pop in your skill list, so pay attention to that as well. The first awakening skill quest line also gives you another regular skill of level 50, generally a very good skill. Now that we've answered these two eternal questions, I want to draw your attention to the notification panel on the top left here. This is something that at end game you as a player should get used to. I know it's not present in most other MMORPGs, but this is very important in Lost Ark because it keeps track for you of all the spawns and events that are happening in the world of Lost Ark. If you press this button right here, it tells you the place of the event. This one's on an island, this particular island right here. And if you hover over them, it tells you the reward that you can possibly get from them. You don't have to do everything that's here, but pick the ones that interest you in terms of if you're a collectionist, you want that island's heart, or if you're just crazy about gold, you can just do events that give you gold. If you press this button right here, you also have an option to have them nicely sorted by categories. There are world bosses, islands, sea and water events, and so on. And also here, if you hover them in this list, it tells you a whole schedule of them, when they start, at what times, etc. And again, of course, the rewards. Here you can also sort them by level, or you can also sort them by time and so on. Very important for you to pay attention to this particular feature in Lost Ark. Now, I also want to talk about your character's profile, just to give you a brief explanation of what is here. So here on the left hand side, it's quite straightforward. On the left hand side here, you have your armor, 5 pieces, and your weapon, which gives you the attack power. Armor gives you physical defense, magical defense, and also the 2 core stats of your class, in my case dexterity and vitality. On the right hand side, you have your 5 accessories and your ability stone. Everything about gear, how to get it, how to enchant it, why is it important, etc. will have obviously its own separate video. Now, item level right here is very important to keep in mind. This is what you work for in Lost Ark. You work for your item level, and it's very important to note that item level unlocks the possibility for you to do different things in Lost Ark. I'm not gonna say more things, because in Lost Ark how it works is that you don't do the older content that you've passed with your item level. So you don't necessarily get to do more if you have a high item level, you just get to do different things. Item level comes from enchanting your armor and weapon, so the left hand side of your character's profile gives you the item level. Accessories have nothing to do with item level, yet they are the main point of doing stuff in Lost Ark, accessories, because they give you, as you can see, your secondary stats, these ones right here. These are extremely important, as you can imagine, to customize your class the way you want to play it. You want critical and agility, right, which gives you attack speed and so on, a critical rate. So if you want just critical and agility as opposed to this soup of stats that I have right here, then you need to keep farming accessories until you get the RNG correctly on them, only with critical and agility. So these are the main point of, let's say, farming for gear in Lost Ark. Armor and weapons, you get a set and then you enchant that, you move to the next set, you enchant that, it's not that hard. One thing I do want to mention is something that you will encounter straight from the get-go, so it's cool if you would know this. There's a tripod effect under each piece of armor and under your weapon right there. These tripod effects are in direct connection with your skill build. This is a tripod effect, this is a tripod effect, this one, all of them are tripod effects. And depending on the build that you play or the skills that you like the most and the tripods of that skills, those skills that you love the most, you should pay attention to what gear you're equipping. Tripod effects can be a variety of them, obviously, and if you want to get notified, let's say you loot a piece and before you disenchant it or get rid of that piece because it's worse than what you have, maybe it has good tripod effects that you're looking for. In the skill build section, there is this button right here, notifications. You click it, and let's say you really love this skill, you use it a lot, and from this skill you love this tripod and this tripod and this tripod. Perfect for you. You want to get notified when this or that drops on a piece in your bag. You click this, you click the save button, and that's it. The game will notify you when a piece of armor has the specific tripod. You can also further customize this in the game settings so that you would be notified only if tripods of level 2 and above drop on a piece, or 3 and above, because maybe you don't want to be notified when a level 1 tripod drops on a piece. Very important. If you want to swap tripod effects from the piece in your bag to the piece that you're wearing, because you don't have to equip the one in your bag, that's worse obviously, you go visit this merchant, and right here in this place, if you have a piece in your bag that matches a hat, you will be asked to put that piece and then take the tripod that you want from the bag piece, put them on the piece that you're actually wearing yourself. It's this merchant right here, marked with the same symbol as you clicked to get notified for the tripods. Here in the avatar section, you have your tertiary stats, which are used for other activities in the game, such as affinity. And here you have your skins. Skins in Lost Ark also give you tertiary stats, and there's a bunch of slots here for skins. For example, this rooster head that I have gives me 15 more bravery. This is how how it works in Lost Ark, and these tertiary stats right here are used to get in contact with some NPCs and so on, something as a side thing to the game. The seal book effect is something that I will talk about again in a separate video. Seals are extra bonuses that you can apply to your accessories by visiting a merchant which has this item, right, this symbol right here. Cards are important. The cards give you bonuses per sets, per deck. This one that I have equipped right now for 3 cards gives me 2 plus 3, 5% more HP. You can find your seal books here, the whole menu of them, and then your card books, the card book menu, the big thing, right here. Cards are again a side thing to the game, but as you can see, I'm getting 5% more HP from this set of cards, so you know, might be worth looking for them. Seals and cards tradable on the broker. Things to do at endgame in Lost Ark are, first of all, your guide quests. These are really important. All of the guide quests are important to do because they give you nice rewards, but especially these ones right here, these are mandatory. They teach you about NPCs around the world of Lost Ark. They teach you how to get to content. They show you how to enchant your gear, why it's important, and so on. If you press J on your keyboard, there's a whole section right here in your quest journal related to guide quests, and you can find all of them here. They're very important, very nice rewards from them. Now I want to also mention the fact that at 50 you unlock the opportunity to do daily quests. It's part of the grind in Lost Ark at endgame, and not only they give you really nice rewards, gear, enchantment materials, and so on, but also if you look at the various stages that you pass through them. For this daily quest, if I finish it once, which is 10 points, I get 2,000 of these shillings, and then if I finish it twice, I get 4, and then 4 times I get 7, and some other cool goodies right here. They are very nice rewards in general for your account, for you as a player in Lost Ark from daily quests. On top of that, they also give you these tokens. The more daily quests you finish across your characters, the more of these tokens you get, and eventually these tokens, when you have enough, you can exchange them for sacks of gold. Gold in Lost Ark is the most important currency because everything, and I mean everything in this game, can be purchased with gold. So you want gold. The more gold you can get, the better it is for you. Daily quests are giving you gold. There's also weekly quests which work on a similar idea, only without the extra rewards that I showed you here as per tier. And also there is a guild quest, and speaking about guild quests, it's very important for you to join a guild in this game. Very important. There are so many, not only the guild quests that you can do, but also all of the guild activities in Lost Ark give you very nice tokens with which you can buy gear, enchantment materials, or stuff that you can sell for gold. Again, when it's about gear enchanting and it's about gold, you wanna take a piece of that pie in Lost Ark. Joining a guild unlocks the opportunity to do guild only content, and it's not like you need to be some sort of a hero of that guild to be invited for guild content. The guild itself, the way it works in Lost Ark, without getting into any details, the way it works is the guild wants you to do content with them. You don't have to be anyone special or work really hard and I don't want to join a guild because it's such a hassle, I need to, you know, do this and that. No, you know, there's very basic little rules and a lot of rewards. So join a guild. That's another thing that you should do at endgame in Lost Ark. In terms of playable content, you have the chaos dungeons that you can do on a daily basis. These reward you with armor, accessories, and a variety of other things, including tickets to enter other pieces of content in Lost Ark, which is very important. Another thing that you can do is raiding. Unlike Chaos Dungeons, raiding is also a 4-man content. It's just a little bit harder than the Chaos Dungeons, and they don't reward you with any armor, but they do give you nice accessories and also everything else that Chaos Dungeons gives you. Various bosses inside this raid with various very interesting mechanics, really cool content to do in Lost Ark. These first 2 tiers are very easy, just for a beginner to Lost Ark kinda tier, but then with tier 3 and onwards it gets harder and harder and harder, and that doesn't matter that you have better gear, it's just that the mechanics are just harder in later tiers than they are here, where they're really easy. Eventually, if you get the 40 item levels more than this requires, you can even come here and solo this particular boss within 20 minutes if you want to test a little bit your reaction time and so on. Very important content to do. Other stuff that you have access to at endgame in Lost Ark is a solo dungeon called the Tower. This one is also nice to do at endgame because of the rewards that it gives. It gives cool rewards. This is a thing where you, this is the one, you enter it and then you progress through these very fast boom floors up until you get to the last floor right here, and throughout your progression through the floors you get cool rewards like this one, skill point potion, which is really important to have, so you can actually open up all of the skill points that you have for PvE content. I want to also talk about a little bit about the cube and the crafting dungeon, just to mention that they are here. For the cube, this is a lovely dungeon that you need tickets to enter, unfortunately, and those tickets you get from a couple of activities in the game, but also from chaos dungeons. The crafting and gathering dungeon looks like this. It's called the Platinum Field, and I might as well just go there. Crafting and gathering in Lost Ark is also something that exists. It's very nice to do. You do all of your crafting in your housing plot. Good segue for me to tell you there is housing in Lost Ark, and it's really important because not only you can craft, you can do other things there as well. I'm not going to go to my housing plot, but you do go there by pressing your music key F2, and then you have this song right here that takes you to your housing plot, assuming you have finished your guide quest, as we talked about, that unlocks access to this particular housing island that you have. Inside your house, you have, it looks very beautiful. I'm gonna have a separate video guiding you through it, but inside your house you do all of your crafting for pots and so on. This is the dungeon that, again, you need the ticket for. Inside these dungeons called Platinum Fields, there is only gatherables, and depending on the profession that you've chose for yourself, if you're a herbalist or a lumberer or a miner, you pick this dungeon. If you're a fisherman or an archaeologist and so on, you pick the other one, because you look at here the rewards what they give you. Very nice to do. This is just a horde of materials waiting for you there, assuming you get lucky and get a ticket. Right? One last thing that I would like to talk about is PvP in Lost Ark. This is a huge aspect of the game. PvP in the game has absolutely nothing to do with anything outside of PvP. It's just a standalone system, equalized, fair, and everyone is basically the same. It's what matters is your class and your skill and your ping. This is the PvP queuing board, the Coliseum right here. You can queue up for PvP by using this widget under your minimap. If you don't have it here, that means it's in the add widget section. You can remove or add stuff to your under the minimap section for widgets, and you can queue up for PvP not from this board but from anywhere, almost anywhere in the world, by just clicking this widget. Now, in terms of PvP content, when you first click this board, you will have this book of coordination. This book of coordination is your PvP build. This gives you everything, because as I said, these stats don't matter, none of your gear matters, your title doesn't matter, pots, foods don't work, your skill build that you have set up for your PvE content here does not matter again. So everything about PvP you configure from here. Once you have configured, you have slots to save different builds for PvP as well, but once you have configured, it always stays the same when you are inside the arena, right? Here you can set up your skills. You have the maximum number of skill points, so you do not need to farm the tower before you enter PvP, because everyone, as I said, is fair with given the most of everything. And here you have the actual secondary stats that you can assign to your liking. This is how I want to play PvP, and this is what the game is going to give you inside the arenas. Now, a very important to actually note that PvP has a variety of modes. You have here in the general mode, this is the most popular. You have TDM Team Deathmatch. This is the most popular mode in general in Lost Ark. This is 3 versus 3. And there is ranked and unranked of this mode, and also the esports in Lost Ark. or is also played in a TDM, team versus team mode. So if you want to practice something to be great at PvP in the game, this is the mode that you should practice. This one right here is a 6-man brawl, everyone in their own team, and this one right here is 1v1 v1 v1. The winner of the 1v1 stays in the arena and plays the second guy from the opposing team, kind of thing, and then whichever team lasts until the end, and when these 1v1s finish, that team wins. This is not ranked. This is not ranked either. Only this one right here. In terms of ranked deathmatch, this is the one. There are a lot of cool rewards. There are leaderboards. Here in Korea, the rewards are fabulous. In other regions, they might be different. Team battle, this is something that is a large man once a week kind of queue for a battlefield. You can queue up with 5 other friends for this. This is very nice. And user games is something that you create for yourself depending on which mode you want, and you invite another party of 3 people to join you and then scrim there, practice for esports, or just generally have fun with 5 other of your friends in a 2-team mode, which doesn't give you any tokens or anything like that. Rewards from PvP are very, very nice. PvP in general in Lost Ark is unlimited cooldowns. You don't have to wait for something, or you don't get less tokens if you play a lot of it. And the rewards for PvP are these tokens, and with these tokens you can buy a lot of interesting things, such as gear upgrading, materials, and all sorts of stuff that you can even sell on the broker for gold and so on. So if you love PvP, and if you finished, let's say, the PvE that you have for the day to do or have cooldowns for, you can just play another 8 hours of PvP and just really feel that you're getting rewarded. Now you might think, but hey, wait a second, you told me, Saivo, that there's 2 raid runs that I can do and 2 dungeons per day. That's it? I finished the tower, I don't have entries for the cube or the crafting dungeon. What PvE am I doing on top of that? Well, at the beginning, when the game just starts out, things are just set up to give you like a month or 2 of getting used to the game, right? The rest of the time you can do PvP, but if you don't like that, as I said, there is world bosses, there's sea and water event, there's all sorts of events. There is map completion that you can focus on with really, really good rewards. Look, skill point potion. Again, if you go to North Bern and you finish everything that's needed here to the point of 60%. So there are a lot of PvE related activities to be done. However, in time, and by time I mean 1 or 2 months, we will have abyss dungeons, for example, to do as well. The challenge abyss dungeon, which is a harder version of it. There will be 8-man raids, there will be 16-man raids, and so on. There are other things here that I didn't mention, nor did I talk about stuff that's instanced and PvE content, because it's not the time yet right for the release. But with time, there's gonna be more and more and more. Now, having that said, let me tell you how you can enjoy a lot of just raw PvE as the game is starting, and that is by making alts. Making alts is very, very important at endgame in Lost Ark, because it is the only way for you to be a free-to-play player without using the cash shop in any form sort of way, and still have a great time in the game in terms of keeping up with enchanting your gear and staying alongside your depositing friends, if I may, right? So having alts, even if they are all of the same class, you just level 6 or 7 characters to level 50, they're all summoners, right? You love that class. You can swap from this particular character to your second summoner and just do 2 of these and two of raiding. Then your third summoner, 2 of these and 2 of raiding. And all of the goodies and materials and interesting things that you acquire on all of your 5-6 alts, you either sell them on the auction house for gold, or you give them to your main, you funnel everything into your main, and he will eventually get all of the benefits of enchanting his gear faster and so on. I also, speaking about selling on the broker, on the auction house, I want to take you through the auction house at the end of this video, because I believe it is important. The auction house in Lost Ark is a player-driven economy where everything, 99% of everything that's in the game, is tradable on the auction house. So being a master of the auction house is the best way of making gold in Lost Ark. Playing the auction house, buying cheap, selling expensive when the next patch that needs that item comes about. This is the key to being rich in Lost Ark. Skins and seal books and enchanting materials and combat goods, foods, life things like collectibles that people have gathered around the world, and you have pets, mounts, etc. Speaking about pets and mounts, I want to go through just briefly through them. Pets are mandatory in Lost Ark because there are so many things that drop on the ground that if you do not have a pet, which all pets automatically loot by the way, you will just spend all your time running around and pressing F on your keyboard to pick up that item, and everyone else gonna be fighting. If 3 other people like you without a pet do the same, there's nobody gonna be fighting and you're all gonna die. So having a pet is mandatory. Sometimes you get a pet from rewards within the game, not rewards, sorry, events, occasional rare events within the game, but most of the times pets are in the cash shop and they're gonna be in the cash shop straight from the get-go, and you should go ahead and buy one. Mounts are not mandatory at all. Actually, quite frankly, they are just design things. It is almost never that you get to take advantage, like full advantage of your mount, besides maybe your leveling time where you hop on your mount and just go from place to place. That's about it. This is everything that I wanted to cover for beginners in Lost Ark. I hope this is going to give you some clearance in regards to things that are to do, what you should pay attention to, how you can spend your time, etc. All of these things will have separate videos in which I go in depth in case you're really curious about the affinity system or the mounts, the pets, the gear, how to get it, enchantment materials, housing. Please search my channel for those videos. For now, I wish you lots of love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you really soon. Take care.